that can describe or thank our next guest. Back in 1978, they stared down hate, homophobia, fear, and yes, the police to take to Oxford Street for what was to become our very first Mardi Gras parade. They need no introduction, but yes, they do. Please welcome 3 of the original 78ers, Diane Minnis, Hooley, and Rebbell Barnes. Come on up here, don't be afraid. All right, big round of applause. Yay, the 78ers! All right, okay, you can each take turns. Please tell us your most vivid memory back in 78.
So I'm Rebbell Barnes, and I'm the youngest 78er that got put in a paddy wagon after we were actually trying to get a policeman off a female, and then we got pulled in as well. Then we ended up in the police station at Darlington Harbour, realising that we were underage. I was 16 and 4 months, but my family allowed me to go out, and they're very gay friendly. Had to come and get us about 8 hours later. And I've just been told by my 92-year-old uncle that there were brown paper bags handed over at the same time, which I was never told, so that's mine.
All right, do you have a memory of that day?
I have a memory of that day, but more important, I think, is what's going on in America at the moment, where Trump is rapidly implementing the policies of the Project 2025 and threatening the collapse of liberal democracy there. He has chosen trans people as his chief scapegoats, sacked them from the military, implying we're mad and sick. He's wrecking our healthcare needs, making us outcasts. He's destroying public education, public services, institutions of 50 years aimed at preventing discrimination and creating equality in workplaces for women, queers, blacks, Indigenous, people with disability and so on. Project 2025 recommends that Trump be given control of the Department of Justice. So that's my response to the immediacy of the situation.
Very well said, very well said.
And we've got to be aware of that situation in the US encouraging homophobic attacks here. We have drag story times attacked in various centres and forced out of public libraries, and the tropical fruits at Lismore was attacked on New Year's Eve by a bunch of yobbos. So we've got to be very aware of that. And we've also got some legislation coming up in New South Wales which needs to include homophobic abuse as well, because the New South Wales government is bringing in hate speech laws, and it does need to include homophobic hate speech. There is currently laws under the Anti-Discrimination Act for anti-vilification, racial and homophobic, but they have no teeth. So that's why this needs to be included.
All right, Rebbell, you were one of the youngest 78ers at the time. What message do you have for the queer youth who want to get involved or are afraid to get involved?
There's plenty of things to do. There's a lot of volunteering. You just have to be strong enough to get out there and do it and be proud of yourself and being gay. I mean, I was gay, my parents told me when I was 5, so I think the young ones just need to, sorry if you've got people, family that don't believe in you, well, you just either got to get on with it or move out or do that, but you need to just be a lot stronger, I think, and just do what you need to do. And there's plenty of volunteerings in our Qtopia, with Mardi Gras, with fair days, and just get involved and then get to know everybody, basically.
All right, any final words from the 78ers?
I have one more thing to say.
Yes.
What the right calls the culture wars is nothing new. Early gay and lesbian activists were part of struggles by workers, unions, students and socialists throughout the new left of the 1960s and 70s for equality and justice. Struggles against the Vietnam War, the women's liberation movement, Indigenous and environmental activism, gay and lesbian collectivities, we produced a counterculture, wanting a better society, a society that would not tolerate class inequality, poverty, life-denying injustices of sexism, heterosexism, racism and hatred. In America now, neo-fascism is on the rise. Women have largely lost control of their bodies, and here it can be difficult to obtain an abortion. We are at a tipping point. We must not let this happen here.
Right on. Give it up for the 78ers! Thank you. Well done, well said. Thank you very much. All right.